Welcome to Plausible Foolishness. I'm Matt. I've got opinions on stuff.
Hey, I'm your sidekick Ray, and I've got opinions on things as well. Let's get it on, baby. Woo! And we're live everywhere right now. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. But here's the thing. I'm going to be cutting you Instagram people off. I'm going to be cutting you Facebook people off very soon and shifting you over to YouTube to check us out and so on and so forth. But welcome to Plausible Foolishness, man. We got you're going to hear some opinions from real dudes in some wrestling shirts. And we're going to have some fun today. I just have to point out your amazing shirt, by the way. The Cleaner Kenny Omega shirt. Go check it out at WrestleTees.com for all that fun stuff. I don't know why I'm plugging them right now.
Why not?
Did I just plug them just for fun?
Yeah.
They don't even sponsor us. They don't give us money, but it's okay.
We love wrestling.
Here's a shameless plug for ourselves. Follow us everywhere. We got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We don't have Twitch. What is Twitch? I keep hearing people talk about that.
Is mostly streaming of video games. So you can watch people playing video games.
Gotcha. We're not on Twitch yet.
They do have like talk show type stuff, and they might even have a politics section. But
I don't know, man. I don't know if that's it is what it is. But anyways, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure that you really follow us on YouTube. That's where it really helps us out a lot. Make sure you jump over to YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Every one of those counts, guys. So if you can do that for us today, that makes a huge difference because our goal within this next year is to get over 1,000 followers on YouTube so that we can start doing bigger and better and badder things. So share us everywhere, even if you don't even agree with us. Even if you don't agree with Plausible Foolishness. Even if you're one of those crazy people that believes some of the opposite things that we think. Make sure that you like and subscribe, share. Show our madness to the world. Spread our madness everywhere so they can see what's going on, man. So make sure that you like and subscribe and share on YouTube. Now, and for the Patreons, man, we love you guys. Thank you so much. You love us so much. You give us money, and we appreciate you for giving us money because that's what keeps this operation rocking and rolling and funded and all that fun stuff like that. So, eventually we won't even have to do like real jobs. We're going to take over the world because Glenn Beck's going to be calling us pretty soon. Who else is going to be calling us? Glenn Beck and Crowder, and then Ben Shapiro. We'll have to beat Ben Shapiro off with what do you get?
What you gonna? I don't think you want to.
That's a terrible wording. That's a bad choice of words. That's like an Arrested Development moment. I actually blew myself. But anyways, make sure that you follow us, man, on YouTube. Make sure you love us up on Patreon. There's some extra goodies if you're a Patreon. We do a show right after this called The Fifth Degree, which gets a little bit crazy. It just burns that much more. It's a lot more fun. It's kind of our... It's our raw. It's like the raw footage, man. It's a lot of fun stuff. So make sure you check us out over there. And keep in mind, if you're watching us on Instagram right now or Facebook right now, we're going to be kicking you over to YouTube very soon. So make sure that you check us out over there. So, man, you ready to get started, bro?
Yeah, let's go.
You ready to get you ready to kick this in the gear?
I'm ready.
You ready to kung fu it up?
Let's go, boys.
Hey, guess what? Let's go. Let's go, boys. Let's go, boys. Have you been watching Letterkenny?
I have been watching.
Yeah. So this is a side note. This has nothing to do with our show, but Letterkenny. Don't judge us because we're Christian men, okay? We love Jesus like our Lord and Savior so much. But here's the thing. Letterkenny is one of the funniest freaking shows that's out there. It's on Hulu right now. I would definitely advise you to watch it. It is absolutely hilarious. Sorry.
I want to be Wayne.
You want to be Wayne?
It's just... See, what's great about Wayne is that, first of all, he's tough as nails.
True. That's true.
So, he can... I mean, he's the toughest guy in Letterkenny.
That's true. He's tough.
And
in Canada.
So that's a positive in his favor.
Sure.
But he also has a very... Like, he knows himself.
Sure.
He knows himself, and he knows...
He's got a moral compass.
He's got his code of honor is implacable.
One might say that's manly.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
That's why I want to be Wayne.
We can't have manliness on TV nowadays.
No,
I mean, gosh forbid, that might be funny, entertaining, and truthful at the same time. But let's go, boys. But you fired me up with that. Let's go, boys.
Now, they're you have to understand, though, they're Canadians, so they're extremely PC.
Of course.
And I don't jive with that.
I mean, but
otherwise,
but
they also get in like fist fights for fun. So
then they drink a lot of beer.
And they might even be making fun of it a little bit. Hard to say. But
I think they're making fun of the PC stuff a lot. But
do you?
I do. I think they teeter on both.
I think they're making fun of.
They're trying to be in the middle,
trying to navigate
PC culture.
PC culture.
Yes, they play it right down the middle. But yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'd advocate that show because it's a lot of fun. So let's go, boys. Hey, guess what tomorrow is, man?
Oh, it has to do with Catholicism.
It's Thursday.
I'm thinking Catholicism.
Okay.
And major big business.
Big business is going on tomorrow. We got Valentine's Day.
Saint Valentine's Day. That's Valentine's
Day. It's happening tomorrow, man. So that is the corporate day where you got to go out and buy jewelry. You got to buy some flowers that'll die. You got to buy some chocolate that'll make your girl fat. You know
what? I do not.
You don't
do that.
You don't?
Because my wife doesn't like it.
Really?
No.
Why?
She hates Valentine's.
Really? Explain that.
She sees it for everything that it is.
What?
She is of the mind that you should express love to your significant other every day of the year.
Oh, year round.
And having a day that forces people to express love makes that expression of love meaningless.
Yeah, it's pretty true. It's pretty true. I mean, it's kind of corporate-y, you know what I mean? It's just they're trying to sell some diamonds, and
it's not just even the corporate. It's the cultural push.
Yeah.
Like you're not loving your partner well unless you celebrate Valentine's Day appropriately.
These are the same
she's
people.
like, well, that's not true. The fact that you're forced culturally to do that makes it meaningless.
Yeah, that's true. These are the same people that push like cheap and easy divorces too, but that's another story for another time. Anyways, Valentine's Day is tomorrow, which is going to be a lot of... So I want to just show some love today. I am, you know what, at the end of the day, I want to make sure that people understand how much I love what is happening in America right now. I just want people to know. I want people to understand how excited I am every single day to see what's going on out there. It fires me up, man. It gets me going.
That's why we've titled this episode For the Love of Foolishness.
If you're watching on Instagram or Facebook, you missed that soundbite. You missed the flash screen. You missed all the sound. Get over to YouTube. But anyways, we love the foolishness. I love the foolishness. I woke up to... I was, if you follow me on Instagram, let's talk about this the other day. Last week was a hilarious week if you're a Democrat. Because you found out really quickly where your side stands. You found out that you really absolutely love the sin of killing babies. You love it. To the point where you elevate and fantasize. Then you found out that your leaders all do blackface. And then the people that take care of those leaders, that back up those leaders, sexually assault people. Well, we don't know. It's an allegation. And then the person behind that person, then we found out, did blackface too, which was hilarious, and we talked about it last week. But then here's the next whopper. Not only do you love killing babies, not only do you love blackface, not only do you love sexually assaulting women, you love hating the Jews too. It's a funny thing that the Democrats have done, to the point where now we have sitting Congress members saying anti-Semitic things, and no one's calling them to task on it at all.
Refusing to denounce those statements, and then others coming to their aid and support.
Yeah, so like I love what's happening right now. I love that the truth is coming out. I love seeing the fact that the Democrats, for the longest time, have played in the shadow. They've played the shell game that anybody on the right, any of you conservatives, any of you libertarians, you're the racists, and you're the bad guys, and you're the misogynists. And then we find out really quickly and amazingly that they're really racist. They love doing blackface. They love beating women. They love killing babies, and they love hating the Jews. We've found that all in the last 10 days. That's what's hilarious to me. And the best part is, most people are just coming to this epiphany now. That's what's hilarious. They're just coming to the realization that, oh, wait, man, maybe them Democrats they don't love the people as much as they say they do. And the funny thing is, the deeper that we dig into this world, we realize quickly that this has always been the side of prejudice. This has always been the side that hates babies. This has always been the side that hates blacks. This is always the side that hates Jews. It's always been this way.
Yeah. This is what we've been saying
forever. And I love it. I love it because it's Valentine's Day. I love it. I love when truth comes to light. I enjoy it. We were talking about it a little bit on the show today. I'm a big Gary Vee fan. I know you're a big Gary Vee. Are you a Gary Vee guy?
I mean, I enjoy him.
Well, you like talking trash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Gary Vee talks about this all the time. The more open you can be. Now, Gary Vee's not a Christian guy. I'm not advocating his, whatever. But he does have some interesting points. But the brother talks about, like, just exposing the truth and, like, exposing yourself and so on and so forth. And the funny thing is this. Our politicians do the absolute opposite of that. They do their absolute freaking best to hide who they actually are from you and create these stories. And I would even say create. They project stories on their opposition that they themselves are really, part of. They project that all these Republicans, all us God-fearing people, are just a bunch of white Christian people in the middle of nowhere, and we hate everybody. Come to find out, they're the ones dressing up in KKK and blackface. They project to you that they love women, and that you are the ones that are misogynistic and hate their women. Come to find out, then they try to put this 30-year-old story on Justice Kavanaugh, which ended up not being true. Weird.
No evidence.
No evidence whatsoever, and they're the ones that are usually doing this stuff.
They're hearsay from one person.
Yeah, exactly. They're the Bill Clintons of the world. They're the people who, the attorney, Fairfax. Yeah. They're the ones doing this stuff.
And in his case, you did mention earlier, it's an allegation.
Allegation,
that is true.
100%.
But with a specific date and time and place
and witness,
and report filed immediately after.
A prompt report too.
That was ignored.
Exactly.
By. Oh yeah, the Democratic Party.
It's weird. Is it Virginia's for lovers? Not really. Not if you're a baby, a woman, or a black. But anyways, my point is this. So they project all the time how we are just uncompassionate and we just shoot babies at the border. When kids come over to the border, we just take them out. We kill those kids. Blah blah blah. But ironically, they're the ones that advocate for infanticide, and no one calls them out on it. No one calls out the governor of Virginia for infanticide. They call him out for blackface. That's what's hilarious. And then they have the audacity to say, "Oh, we're just backwoods people. We just don't know any different. We're just anti-Semitic, evil, blah 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 blah." And then they've got sitting Congress members literally saying anti-Semitic things, hate towards the Jews, and nothing said. I absolutely love it. Not that I love their hate, not that I love their blackface, not that I love their infanticide, not that I love their sexual assault. I love that
they are in positions of power in our government.
Either, right? You know what I love? I love that it's being exposed. I love it. And I love that it's being exposed by a party that's being emboldened by
insanity.
Literally.
Yeah, they've gone literally insane. And they feel emboldened by it.
Super emboldened.
Delusions of grandeur.
Like, the amazing...
They're untouchable.
Oh, no, and I love it. Like, they've already started the narrative that it's impossible for Trump to win 2020. There's no way he can win. I mean, it's proof of the last, what was it? The midterm
wave.
The blue wave that was a trickle. That was less impactful than most incumbents ever, by the way. Mm-hmm. And no one talks about that. That they're emboldened by their party. That they're going to, with the fresh faces of Andrea Ocasio-Cortez
and that are getting just torn apart.
Green New Deal.
Green New Deal. Wonderful.
Wonderful. No, I love it.
Did you see the part about urinating?
Yeah.
And recycling your pee?
Was that true though?
I don't know.
I feel like that's something Mark Dice would make up and throw that out there.
It's possible.
I think that part of it was hoaxy. But
it sounded hoaxy, but I'm like...
But the cow part was real.
Yeah, the cow part.
The get rid of planes part was real. So if you don't have any rubes, you're super intelligent people. You guys watch us a lot and whatever. But if you looked up the Green New Deal that was proposed by Ocasio-Cortez, she even put it on her website. She had really simple things like within 10 years, she wants to have a Green New Deal. She wants to turn our entire country green.
Yeah, basically net zero emissions.
Net zero emissions. And the way to do that is literally killing off a lot of cows so they don't fart, literally. Yeah, getting rid of aeroplanes. And what was the other thing? It was something else ridiculous that they said they were going to do. They're trying to do like
all electric cars.
Yeah, all electric cars, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Get rid of coal.
Get rid of coal.
As the main source of energy in our country.
So destroy the economy. And they said they literally... And AOC believes, like her little heart, that little heart of hers believes so good, so much, that she can do all these things and create a bunch of jobs, which won't happen. And the funny thing is she puts this Green New Deal up on her website. It's ridiculed to the T for about 3 straight days. People picking it apart, showing the ridiculousness of it. And I think these new fresh faces, these new Democrats that I love, I'm so excited about these Democrats being in Congress. And people actually voted for these people, which is even more absurdly hilarious, are being exposed for what they actually do and what they actually believe. To the point where Cocaine Mitch Mitch McConnell said, you know what? They're talking so much about that Green New Deal. We should have a vote about it. We should have that on the floor. We should have that voted for.
Yeah, let's do that now.
Let's do it now. Let's vote on the Green New Deal. And the funny thing is now all the people that were like, hey, Green New Deal, all the Democratic candidates that were going to run for president who said, yeah, let's do the Green New Deal, are slowly stepping back really fast because they don't want to vote on that. They don't want to be on the record for voting something that gets rid of cow farts and airplanes
they don't want
and coal.
And destroys our economy.
It destroys our economy.
Because they just wanted to use that as a bludgeon.
Yes.
You don't care about the environment.
And Cocaine Mitch said, yeah, we do. Let's vote on it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go ahead and vote on that bad boy. I love Cocaine Mitch. I love him now. You know, it's funny. All the Republicans.
I like that move.
I love that move. Here's the thing. He's still a slime ball. He's still a part of the swamp, just like Lindsey Graham. But I love new Lindsey Graham, too. I love how emboldened our celebrity president, our reality TV celebrity billionaire president has emboldened people like Lindsey Graham to grow a pair and really stand up for our country. I love that he's gotten people like Cocaine Mitch to...
I think it's a reasonable question, though, that whether or not his comrade at arms, John McCain, had something over him.
Probably.
He followed him lockstep into nonsense crap.
I would believe that, but that would be a conspiracy theory. And you know, I mean, never.
It's like he dies and then suddenly, Lindsey Graham said that? No. I mean, that's impossible. He never says things like that. Oh my god, he did say that. That was awesome.
This is the conspiracy part of Plausible Foolishness. I would agree with you 1,000%. Because John McCain is not a Republican. I'm sorry. The thing that's funny is everybody, and I didn't say about it at the time because I didn't want to seem insensitive, but I'm kind of glad that McCain's gone. No offense. He was a terrible, terrible politician, period. He destroyed all great ideas that came from the right. He was a rhino. He was just Republican in name only. He would stop. He's the one that we could have completely got rid of Obamacare. He was the deciding vote that stopped it. Stop that from happening. And that's the funny thing is when people are like, "Oh, McCain was such a good politician. He was such a good." No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
Ted Kennedy, the lion of the Senate.
No, they're not good people.
Terrible.
They're self-aggrandizing psychopaths, and that's the reality situation. And now, you know, whatever McCain had on Lindsey Graham, it's gone now. And I love this new Lindsey Graham.
Another reason for term limits and
amen.
The Senate and the House of Representatives.
You saw that Ted Cruz proposed that, by the way.
Oh yeah, man, Ted Cruz is
Ted
awesome.
Cruz.
You were talking about leadership. I didn't get to say it, but I was going to say that Ted Cruz is one of the people who stands up as a leader.
You know, I love Ted Cruz.
I do too.
As far as the love, this is a lot of love on the show. I love Ted Cruz. I love that an acting senator is proposing term limits that would kick him out of the position that he's in. I love that.
Yeah, if there's anybody, I'd say the top two people who actually give a crap about the Constitution are Ted Cruz and Rand Paul.
Yeah,
and I think Ted Cruz actually edges out Rand Paul in that comparison because I think Rand Paul will go to lengths to achieve his ends.
Sure.
And though his ends be honorable and constitutional, the means may not be so fantastic.
Here's my thing about the Republican Party, and I've said this for a long time. Because here's the thing, I'm never going to come out and say I'm a Republican, okay? You've never actually heard me say that, okay? I vote Republican a lot. I would like to think myself as an independent, but unfortunately, the way the left is going, it just... Yeah.
I'm a registered Republican because I want to vote in Republican primaries.
Sure.
But I'm not, I'm not a party guy by any means.
No, I'm a registered Democrat. How crazy is that? I still haven't changed my status yet in Florida, which is hilarious. So I'm registered with the baby killers, which is kind of sad and scary. But anyways, just because that's what I thought back in those days. But anyways, my point is this: I think that the Republicans before were feckless. I think that they had really no leadership. They had leadership, but it was suppression, and it was maintaining the status quo, which creates, George W. Bush and Barack Obama. That's what it is. That's what that kind of leadership happens. And it takes a orange TV star to come in, completely not give a crap, not take a paycheck.
Hashtag Orange Man Badass.
Yeah, badass, exactly. I know Orange Man bad. I know Orange Man bad. We get it. Orange Man bad. But here's the thing. It says something about a guy who takes a billionaire's lifestyle, gives that up, doesn't get paid to do what he's doing.
Well, I mean, he would get paid if he accepted that payment.
But he doesn't. Exactly. He doesn't. He gives it away. He gives his payment as a president away. So he's not bought by anybody. He's not dependent on the government whatsoever. He's literally the highest position you can be in our government, but is not a part of it at the same time, which I think is hilarious that no one actually sees that. He's not bought by anybody. There's no lobbyist over him. He is Trump. He's by himself. He's self-made. But all these other politicians that get in there, they get sucked into the swamp where they have to kowtow to lobbyists, to special interest, to all this other things. And the thing that's funny is they're always like, oh, we got to get rid of the special interest. They're all a special interest. All of them. And for somebody like Ted Cruz to stand up and say, hey, term limits, he's basically cutting off his umbilical cord to that money. Mm-hmm. He's cutting off his credibility to these lobbyists, because lobbyists want badly for career politicians to happen. They want Pelosi in there for 30 freaking years.
Because they want Barbara Feinstein. Years of bought and paid for legislation.
Exactly. They want Barbara Feinstein in there for 30 years. They want guys that are accused of sexual harassment and rape to stay in for 20 plus years because they can control these guys. They want that. But you know what I love? I love it when people stand by their principles. I love seeing Trump doing what he's doing. I know, Orange Man bad, but Orange Man badass too. I like that. Did you make that up by yourself?
Yeah, it just came up to me.
I love that. Orange Man badass. But I love guys like Ted Cruz. Even though, Lion Ted's a little bit, crazy sometimes, it's all good. I like guys that stick to their principle. I would like Marco Rubio, our Florida senator, to do that as well. And our new senator, good old Rick Scott, I hope he's doing the same thing. Our new governor, I hope that our new governor has been doing great.
Yeah, he seems to be.
DeSantis has been kicking butt, man.
He's only been on the job for a few, maybe a month now.
And he's already impacting things. I love you, too. There's a lot of love in this show, man.
Yeah.
And, and I love that, what's his face? Who's the other guy that ran against him?
Gillum.
Gillum, I love that he's a part of CNN now. He's one of the contributors of CNN. He's a contributor at CNN.
Of course.
As he's under investigation for corruption. And he's the mayor of whatever. Was the mayor of Tallahassee. He's a contributor to CNN. I love it.
CNN.
I love it. I love it.
Nailed it.
I love that this is being exposed. I love that people are seeing this. I love that this is happening now because it's just showing more and more and more. The truth shall set you free, kiddos. It will. The truth will set you free. I don't use Twitter. I am not a Twitter guy. I'm not. He can attest to this. I don't touch Twitter because Twitter to me is the land of it's just a land of negativity for me personally. It's just a land of negativity. No one says positive things on Twitter. Literally. It's like a Yelp page. It's just, how can we whine, bitch, and complain about life? How can we do that more and more? So I avoid it like the plague. But the funny thing is, the good thing, the positive thing about Twitter is, everything that's said, people that throw things out there, it's there for public consumption. You can always go back and check it. You can see what's going on. So you can see things like our upstanding freshman senator from Minnesota talk about hating Jews. And you can actually see it and date it. That it's not a one-time off, it's not a one-time mistake. You can see that her disingenuous apologies, that she really hates Jews. I love that you can see that transparency nowadays. I love that you can see it. Love it or hate it. I love seeing that stuff. I enjoy the actual political climate that we're in right now. Everybody's like, oh, we're divided, we're blah, 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 blah. But if anything's shown me this week, last week that he did the State of the Union? Mm-hmm. 76% of people approved of what was said during that.
Yeah, I think the division that we're seeing is really us versus the media.
One might say us versus them.
Well, yeah.
One might say United States versus the globals. One might say us versus
at least United States versus the elites.
Yeah,
not these elites.
Yeah,
these elites are awesome.
The elite, the elite. I got you. Fair enough. These guys. These elites?
Yeah, no, not those elites.
We actually have the elite.
About the government elites.
You got Omega. I've got the Bucks. We've got them represented, other than Cody and whatever. Yeah. But anyways, my point is, sorry, we went wrestling. We know, Rubes. You don't do wrestling. One day.
I'm sorry.
One day. If we can convert you in two things, it'd be Jesus and wrestling. If I could do those two things, your life would be fulfilled. I promise you. But anyways, sorry. That was the foolishness part of the show. But, not the Jesus part. But anyways, my point is this.
True. Although, the foolishness of God is wiser than...
That's true. If he had foolishness.
Well, he doesn't.
Exactly.
We view what
and he doesn't have recklessness either.
Our human frailties might view as God's foolishness.
True.
So actually,
wisdom,
greater wisdom than you'll ever know.
His ways are not our ways.
Amen.
In the Bible, does it talk about God being reckless or having reckless love?
No, he doesn't.
That's so weird. Sorry, that was my John Chris there. But anyways,
we are talking about love. For the love of foolishness.
For the love of foolishness.
Yeah.
So
love God's foolishness. Because it's not.
Okay. Anyway, so. But here's my point. I love the environment. And here's the thing. I'm starting to not believe that there's really division in the political climate. I'm really starting to not believe that. When I see things like Trump doing a rally in El Paso, Texas, a border town. Have you ever been to El Paso before?
I have not.
Okay.
I've never been to Texas.
Let me set the scene if you've never been to El Paso, okay? El Paso is in the middle of freaking nowhere. And when I mean the middle of freaking nowhere, I mean the middle of freaking nowhere. Now, if you grew up in Ohio, you don't still understand this. Even though it feels like you grew up in the middle of nowhere in Midwestern towns, there's only 2 times in my life that I felt like, dear God, where am I? And I'm not close to civilization. Okay, first time was when I drove across Nebraska. The moment you enter Nebraska, you see nothing.
Just plains.
You see nothing for 3.5 hours, and then all of a sudden Omaha shows up, and then it's gone. It's one exit, Omaha, Nebraska, and then you keep going, and then 3 more hours, and then you see plateaus in Wyoming, which is beautiful, and then you see Cheyenne. But there, for 6 hours, there's really nothing going on. El Paso's worse than that, because when you're coming through, if you're going on, I think it's the 10 that comes across, whatever. If you're coming from Los Angeles across the country, like I've done 3 times, which is hilarious. Once you get out of New Mexico, there's a lot of Texas. There's 4 hours of Texas, and there's nothing there. And then all of a sudden, pops up El Paso. And the funny thing is, coming down the hill, if you're going from west to east, you go actually down into El Paso, you can see a border wall. It's weird. There's a border wall there that divides El Paso from Juarez, Mexico. Now, if you look over at Juarez, no offense, it's just true, you can see tires burning, and you can see a lot of weird emissions, and it looks like crap. And the other side, you see El Paso, Texas, a really nice place. Now, Trump, in the middle of nowhere, flies into El Paso, Texas, and has a rally. And wouldn't you know, right next door, somebody else was having a rally as well, an anti-Trump rally. And he was the super famous, super popular, and actually in his actual state of his district where he's supposed to represent.
So this is in his district?
This is in his hometown, in his district.
So also Ted Cruz's district.
Yes, Beto O'Rourke. And wouldn't you know?
Beto.
Oh, Beto.
Beta male, Beto.
Beto male, Beto. Wouldn't you know, don't you know? There wasn't that many people at Beto's rally. And there was a lot of people at Trump's.
Well, here's the thing. I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
You see the pictures of Beto's rally, and, it's a crowd. There's a crowd.
Sure.
But it's, it's whatever. It's, yeah. And then you see, not the crowd inside the arena or stadium or wherever, actually getting to watch and participate in Trump's rally. No, you see the crowd standing outside that couldn't fit inside the building, and it's 3 times the size of the people at Beto's rally. Yeah. These are the people who couldn't get in.
Huge crowds, man, huge. Now here's the thing. At the end of
you use too much H.
Oh, sorry.
Huge.
It's huge crowds. Totally huge. You're fine. Anyways, totally great. Love how he double explains things.
Oh yeah.
It's so great. So great.
Everything's it's beautiful.
It's wonderful. But anyways, so Trump, here's the thing, I think he's growing stronger, kiddos. And I think people like him more and more and more. And I get it. They're going to try to do stupid things like they talked about. What's the one thing they talked about in the media this week? They talked about how, people are getting less money from their tax returns. Do you know why that is, kiddos?
That was Kamala Harris.
Oh, thanks, Kamala.
Presidential candidate Kamala Harris tweeted that tax returns are down by like 170%.
Oh my goodness!
Some kind of nonsense.
Gee, I wonder why. Do you know why?
This is really true. This shows that it's a tax hoax, not and really a Republican tax hike on the lower classes or whatever. Blah blah blah. Could it be that people are getting less of a return because they didn't have that much tax taken out?
Oh! I don't like oh, wrong one. Oh, wrong one.
You gotta read. See how the buttons say what they are?
Yes, I failed. But here's my point. Here's the thing. Yeah, you know why you're getting less? You know why you're getting less on your tax returns? Because you paid less.
Yes.
And I love that.
The tax return isn't a gift, a yearly gift from the government. It's them
giving back.
It's them giving back what they stole from you.
It's theft. And if you're watching us on Facebook, Instagram, you got to go over to YouTube to finish the rest of it. We got a lot more to talk about. See you guys over there. But anyways, peace. So here's the deal. The funny thing to me is people are getting mad that they're getting less back, but forgetting rather quickly that they paid less in. That's the funny thing.
They don't have an understanding. Well, okay. Who she's talking to are the people who might not have an understanding that they, how tax refunds work. That really the government is stealing your money. Yeah. In the form of taxation. Because taxation is theft.
Yes.
Whether or not you think it is, it is.
Yes.
And it's akin to armed robbery. Okay? Because if you don't pay, guess who's going to show up? Men with guns.
IRS. But yes.
They've stolen your money. They're holding it for you at no interest, and then giving it back to you.
And not all of it. They give you pennies back.
Yeah.
Pennies of what you actually spend.
I mean, depends on what tax bracket you're in as well. Because I get a sizable return far above what I paid in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, you lucky.
Not like 4 times what I paid in.
What? I gotta get with your tax guy, bro.
No, it's not. I did H&R Block free file. The fact is, I don't make a whole bunch.
Okay.
And I got, I've got 2 kids and.
You got children, man. You got kids.
Yeah.
I need this job, man.
Exactly.
Lots of wrestling references today. But here's the deal. Like, so I know I get it. Orange Man bad, but guess what? Orange Man gave you more money. He didn't take that much more from you. He actually took less. He stole less. Yes, he's still stealing, but he's trying to fix a problem that's been set up from the beginning. But at the end of the day, you're paying less taxes. You're going to get less back. And the funny thing is the people that are bringing that up that are like falling for this crap are the same people that are falling for the hoaxes that are the mainstream media just blows me in. That's why I love the mainstream media, because Kamala tries to pull this off, and it doesn't get traction. It really doesn't, because people are smart enough to be like, "Gee, I don't think you did your math there." Now, there's going to be low information people that bite on this, and they're like, "Oh, we'll get lesser tax returns because of Trump." Yes.
Well, because they won't have heard the counter.
Yes.
Because they don't pay attention.
But even if you're a child, you can follow the logical steps here. I paid less in. Yeah, I'm going to get less back.
They don't understand. They don't know. They don't even have a concept of what taxation is.
I know.
They don't look at their check and go.
I know.
And go,
no, listen. I went through this.
They've been educated into the state.
Listen, I went through this as a business owner, okay, and as a current business owner, okay. At the end of the day, no one ever pays attention to taxes. You'll see what their wages. They'll be like, "Oh, cool, this is what you're supposed to get back," and they'll be like, "Oh, Ray, I thought I was supposed to make, and I thought I was supposed to make, and I thought I was supposed to make taxes, taxes," and people are like, "Oh, yeah," and it happened, dude. I can't even count how many people I've employed over the last 8 years. Probably over 500. I would say probably over 500 people. That happened 60% of the time. People were like, "My first check is taxes, broski." And then they're like, "Oh, yeah, at my other job that I had before, the same thing happened. Taxes happened. And the same thing happened before at the job before I had. And the same thing happened in my job before I had."
The government does that for every job.
Every job gets taxed.
Unless you're a contractor, and then you get crazy, or a small business owner, then you get crazy taxed.
It's true.
because your employer isn't paying half of your half of your Social Security and Medicare and all that junk.
That's why you got to keep a lot of receipts, kiddos. Everything's a business expense. This is a business expense right now, bro. This is a business expense.
If we were making any money off
this is how we do it. Hey, if you need help with AT&T or CenturyLink, give me a call. We just did it right there. We've got proof. Proof. Anyways, my point is this. You can do that.
Yeah, I know.
That's the beautiful thing about this. Dude, I used to write off everything. I wrote. No, I won't confess it online. I'll tell you about it later. But anyways, oops. That's probably where you should put the governor on some things. That's my second one on this show. I'm fading fast in this show, but I love it. And here's the deal: the whole point is I love this, guys. I love the stupidity that they're pushing out there. I love it. I love that they are pushing the hoax of who's the black homosexual guy from the Power show that no one Empire or whatever, that in Chicago allegedly white supremacists were roaming the street
or something like that. That seems mussy, I think.
Yeah, something like that. They were white supremacists with MAGA hats on. Were roaming the streets of Chicago. Stop story there. It's already far-fetched. At 2 a.m. In Chicago. In a popular street that had cameras everywhere. And this guy's walk to Subway and walk home was documented the entire time. There was only 60 seconds of which he was not in a camera. And allegedly, in that 60 seconds, he was attacked, put a noose around his neck, and beaten to a pulp. While on the phone.
While racist and anti-gay slurs were...
Yes. And they had time to put bleach on him and then run off and say, "This is Trump country now, bro," or something like that. All in the 60 seconds is unaccounted for.
But you know what? Okay, you're thinking, well, that's far-fetched.
Sure.
But his manager was on the phone with him at the time and heard all of those things.
Heard it all in the 60 seconds.
Heard it all.
Gotcha.
But they can't find any phone records.
It's weird. It's weird. And you know what's funny?
Audio of that conversation.
They can't find any of it. It's so weird. They can't find it. They can't. And the funny thing is, the 60 seconds where he's not accounted for, he's walking normally to Subway, gets his food, and walks back home. So after he's beaten, bleached, roped around his neck, got his Subway, went back to where he was, and didn't call the police at all at 2 a.m. in the morning. Like this is what I love. I love that they're perpetrating this hoax on you. I love it because it's exposing the media. It's exposing this crap.
The thing is that they've gotten so brazen. They've gotten so brazen that they're not. The subtlety is gone.
Oh, it's gone, baby.
They're doing anything and everything. They're basically throwing
spaghetti on the wall and hoping it sticks.
Yeah, exactly.
There's racism out there. There's still white supremacists in Chicago. Like, think about that statement. This is the bluest city in America besides San Francisco. Think about, well, maybe New York. And you're going to tell me that there's white supremacist MAGA hat guys running around looking for a guy of a show that nobody watches and trying to put a noose around his head and dump bleach on him. You want me to believe that? And then when you're beaten to a pulp and I see a picture, you've got one little bruise on your... Dude, give me a break. And there's 60 seconds of unaccounted video of you walking through this entire counter and you acting incredibly normal, getting your Subway going back. Give me a break.
This is his manager telling him, we need to do this because it'll increase your...
sympathy.
It'll increase your market share. It'll increase your you'll become a household name.
Yes.
And then you'll get the sympathy hires, and except that it's bogus.
You'll
still get the sympathy hires because Hollywood is all leftist, and they're brazen idiots who are destroying their credibility.
Yep.
Just like wholesale wanton destruction of their credibility.
And as they do this, the whole point of me bringing that story up, and it's clearly a hoax, kiddos, I'm sorry, look it up. And the people that believe this crap, I'm sorry that you still believe that America's a super racist place, that things like this happen. And I get it, they try to do this all the time, and how many times have we seen racism hoaxes? Like, the whole Missouri uproar was based on a hoax. Like, Missouri president getting fired and blah, blah, blah a couple years ago. Like, a lot of this stuff is perpetrated...
the Mizzou?
Mizzou, yeah. A lot of this stuff is perpetrated by hoaxes. I'm sorry, it really is. There's a lot of hoaxes that they perpetrate. There's one example I'm about to bring up here in a little bit about good old Vladimir Putin that perpetrated for 2 years, and that one's starting to lose some steam rather quickly. But my point is this: I love that they're trying to push these hoaxes because in their bubble, they truly believe that we live in a divided country. They truly believe that there are race wars going on right now. They truly believe because he's white that I should hate him and blah, blah, blah. And, victimhood is virtue now. That's not reality. It's not real. And the more they push it, the more you see that in Beto's hometown, where he should be dominating everything, no one wants to come see him compared to Trump. When you look at approval ratings of our president right now, it's highest than it's ever been. When you look at his speech, he's got high approval ratings. Even with all this crap with the border wall, his approval keeps going up. And at this point, they're exposing Democrats for who they are. They're infanticidal, racist, sexist, anti-Semitic, and they don't believe in border security. And they believe these hoaxes. They keep pushing it so hard on you, like, oh, this is what it is. And people are waking up to the reality. The fact that you're watching on YouTube and watching what we're saying right now is proof that we've broken the spell. The right is starting to break the spell slowly and slowly to the point where 2 years ago they tried to throw a wrench into they tried to amend the 2016 election by perpetrating this story that a lot of you believe. Trust me, there were family members, very close family members of me, that really believed this when it came out. That Donald Trump colluded with Vladimir Putin and the Russians to overturn Hillary Clinton and stop Hillary from becoming a president. There are a lot of you that still believe that as we're speaking right now.
There's a lot of people who don't understand that collusion isn't illegal.
It's not illegal anyways. But here's the thing that's funny is the thing that they're trying to slam him with Russian collusion, that's not illegal anyways.
Well, they're trying to upgrade it to. They're trying to find something that upgrades it to criminal conspiracy.
Yes. And
anyway,
they can't
continue.
And guess what, kiddos? 2 years later, they can't find anything. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing:
the Senate investigation commenced, and basically we're like, "Yep, we can't find anything that we can't find any proof of any kind of criminal conspiracy going on
or collusion."
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, collusion, whatever.
But that's the narrative they try to slam him with, is collusion.
Oh yeah, collusion.
But even the fraud, the hoax that they try to perpetrate, like racist MAGA hat people wearing in Chicago, they couldn't put it on. They pushed that to the nth degree, and they couldn't even find that. And I love it.
But the Mueller investigation is still going on.
It's still going on, but they have nothing.
I feel like it's going to go on for until the
2 more years. It'll go about 2 more years, and then once he gets voted back in, they'll be like, "Okay, guys, does this thing work? We couldn't find anything." Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And this is what's going to happen.
It's just a weapon.
It's
just yet another weapon that they're trying to load.
It's projection.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I love that they're exposing
it is total projection, because collusion with Russia is exactly what Hillary Clinton did. Have you heard of the Steele dossiers?
Oh no, that's all fabricated and it's not real.
No, that's actual.
Oh, got you.
That's actual.
Oh,
and everybody was okay with it because Orange Man Bad.
Orange Man Bad. Did you hear about Uranium One? Did you hear about that one too?
Yeah, that's
weird. That's weird. That's weird. Orange Man Bad. But this is the hoax that they're pushing, and I love it. I love that they're pushing hoax, and they do this all the time. They do this a lot. They do this a lot more than we think. Okay. This is the power of the media. This is the power of the left. This is the power of what they do. Because they control the media, they push all these stories. And the reality is this. I think so many people are waking up to it now. So many people are alive and energized and realizing, like, none of the things they say is true. And they've lost their power, but they're so myopic they don't see it. But the reality is they push hoax like this all the time, kiddos. They've been doing it for a long time. This isn't new. It's not like they're like, let's start perpetrating some hoaxes.
No. They've just taking it to a level of
absurdity
that exposes their behavior.
Yes, and I love it
because it just it's like, seriously, this is, I mean, come on.
Yeah, I love the foolishness. I absolutely love the foolishness.
My prayer in all of this is that people that I love, that people will wake up.
Yeah,
that they'll really see that they're being fed a mountain of hogwash.
But here's the sad thing is this is they won't until way after the fact. No, like Reagan was the most evil like I still watch old 80s videos of Genesis, Land of Confusion. You ever heard that song? This is the land of confusion. Watch that video. You would think after watching that music video that Ronald Reagan was the most evil scumbag of all time. 30 years later, he's regarded as one of the greatest presidents we've ever had. The same thing's going to happen to Trump, and I'm not saying that just because I'm on the Trump train. Whatever. I get it. Orange Man bad. I think Orange Man badass. I'm stealing your line. Orange Man badass. I think he's going to go down as one of our greatest presidents for multiple reasons, for things that he's done. He's one of the few politicians that said he was going to do something and actually did it.
Just about
everything he said,
except for the wall hasn't come up yet.
Once he gets the wall, then what do they say? Once he puts the wall up, once he does the state of emergency and gets the funding for what he needs, what are they going to say?
He's going to do state of emergency.
I hope he does not.
I think that they're coming to a deal for less money.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are other avenues, apparently.
Yeah.
Other funds that the president has access to.
But
that he doesn't need to go through Congress to get access to, and he'll just use that.
I mean, what are they going to say when he does the thing he said he was going to do? What happens when he builds the wall, which he possibly is on the precipice of doing?
Well,
lower taxes, which he said he was going to do. He basically completely defanged Obamacare, which he did. He did all the things sort of, but he did the best he could with what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to usurp Constitution at that point. I mean, whatever was written in the Constitution law. He did everything he said he was going to do. What do you do then? And I love it. I mean, the thing is even the people now that are just completely in the dark when it comes to this kind of stuff,
I'd like to
come to light.
Well, okay.
Go ahead.
I saw something on the wall as well.
That immoral evil
the
wall.
Marine Corps of Engineers just recently, in 4 hours, built 14 hours of printing time and 4 hours of labor. 3D printed a concrete footbridge, and assembled it in 4 hours.
No way.
So we have that technology to 3D print concrete structures.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though.
Right? And that seems like a pretty cheap and effective way to build a border wall.
It's weird. I kind of like what they're doing though with the steel beams.
Sure.
The vertical steel beams, so you can see on the other side too. Mm-hmm. So I think it'll be effective too. But anyways, it doesn't matter.
It's just about a
barrier
to entry.
Just a barrier. Something that will prevent that's going on. God forbid. That's just a border protection. God forbid. Oh, I know we're evil Americans.
So evil for wanting to maintain a sovereign nation.
It's crazy. So we're so wrong. But anyways,
gosh, man, it's kind of like those dirty Chinese that
built the wall.
Built. What did they call it? What was the entire world call it?
The Great Wall of China. Gotcha, I've heard that one. They must be immoral and evil too, which they kind of are, but for other reasons.
Clearly, they hated Mongolians. They were racist against Mongolians.
Yeah, it's like they wanted to stop, Attila the Hun from, raiding them, killing them, and pillaging them, and whatever. Do you know that he has like everybody in Mongolia is basically related to Attila the Hun? Did you know that?
I have heard that.
That is a factually crazy thing.
Yeah, he
got around.
So many children.
He just got around. Let's just say he got. Let's just say.
I mean, he was the man.
He was the man in Mongolia. They had to build a wall to stop the guy from coming over. But
Mongol man badass.
Wow, that's crazy. That's great. Anyway, sorry, we went on a random tangent, but I love it. I just love random tangents, just like I love what's going on. I love, in light of Valentine's Day coming out, I love that the left is showing who they are. I love it. I didn't mean to alliterate that, but that's just how it came out. I love that the left. Anyways, I love it. I love that we're seeing people for who they are.
The left is illuminating their
lunacy.
Their lunacy.
The liberal lunacy. Man, two writers. You got two writers on one show. It's pretty. It is what it is. It's crazy. We have two writers, man.
Yeah, we do.
This guy's about to write. He's writing. He's got to finish a book.
I got it. I'm taking the steps,
dude. And then we can plug it.
What I haven't done is actually written it.
We got to plug it, man.
Well, I've written it. I haven't gotten back to reviewing and revising.
He's a perfectionist. But anyways, just kidding with you, man. Listen. I'm like the anti-perfectionist. I'm just like. Sling it, baby! Like what? Sling it. Do you remember Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes.
Uncle Rico is his name.
Yeah.
It's like, watch this, man. Put some steak. That's me. I just throw the stink. But anyways, I love it, guys. I love that movie. I love you guys so much. I love everybody that's followed us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I love everybody that switched over to YouTube and hit like and subscribe. Subscribe on our YouTube. I love our Patreons because we're really going to do that extra fifth degree for them in a second. I love what's happening right now. I love the chaos, the quote-unquote chaos. I love the quote-unquote division. I love all the things that are happening because the reality is none of that's true. The reality is, I think we're actually coming together as a nation. I think we're coming together and seeing what's real. I think that we're rallying around the Orange Man, and I think things are going to go the right way. And I think that though there's nothing guaranteed that America will last forever and ever and ever, but I think it's a positive step in the right direction, man. So I love it, man. And I love these guys. And I love you, man.
I love you too, bro.
Happy Valentine's Day, bro. And I love the foolishness.
I've been really trying, baby, trying to hold back the feeling.
We love you guys. We love for you guys watching us, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share us, guys. Make sure you support us on Patreon. It's been an amazing night. We've got another episode coming for you next week, and then 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be on a hiatus. I'll be up in Ohio, freezing my you-know-what's off. But I love it, because it's all about love today.
It is all about love.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.
Love you guys. Bye.
Peace.